Has your future already been sealed? Yes, you already know the answer. You've known it for a while now. You just keep pretending there's still time to change things. Your future is already sealed. Not because of fate or destiny or some cosmic plan. Because of what you do every single day. Because of what you choose not to do. Because of the patterns you keep repeating while telling yourself this time will be different. You wake up with the same thoughts. You make the same excuses. You take the same routes. You have the same conversations. You avoid the same uncomfortable truths. You distract yourself with the same meaningless tasks. You go to bed with the same promises about tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. You say you want different results, but you do the exact same things. You say you're working on yourself, but you're just rearranging the furniture in a burning house. You say you're being strategic, but you're just stalling. Look at what you did yesterday. Look at what you did last week, last month, last year. It's the same loop, the same cycle, the same you pretending to be on the verge of something. You're not on the verge of anything. You think you're different from everyone else who failed. You think your circumstances are unique. You think you have more time than they did. You don't. You think you'll figure it out eventually. You won't. Not like this. Every day you wait is another day the future gets smaller. Every day you hesitate is another day the gap widens. Every day you make the safe choice is another day you lock yourself further into the path you're already on. You see people living the life you want. You tell yourself they got lucky, they had connections. They started earlier, they had money, they had support. You create a story that protects you from the truth. The truth is they just moved while you stood still. You stood still and called it patience. You stood still and called it planning. You stood still and called it being responsible. You stood still and called it waiting for the right moment. There is no right moment. You check your phone, you scroll, you watch other people do things. You consume their progress while producing nothing of your own. You feel busy, you feel informed, you feel connected, but nothing in your actual life changes. You have conversations about what you're going to do. You talk about your ideas. You talk about your plans. You talk about when things settle down, when you have more time, when you have more money, when conditions are better. Conditions are never better. You make lists. You set goals. You buy the books. You watch the videos. You take the notes. You feel productive. You feel like you're moving forward. But your life looks exactly the same as it did 6 months ago, a year ago, 3 years ago. You're collecting information you'll never use. You're making plans you'll never execute. You're building a fantasy version of yourself that exists only in your head. The real you just keeps doing what you've always done. You know people who transformed their lives. You watched it happen. You saw them struggle. You saw them fail. You saw them get back up. You saw them become unrecognizable versions of their former selves. You told yourself you'd do the same thing, but you didn't. You just watched. You observed. You waited to see if their change would last. You found reasons why their path wouldn't work for you. And now they're somewhere else entirely, and you're still here. Still watching, still waiting, still telling yourself the same story. Your future isn't sealed because of what happened to you. It's sealed because of what you keep doing, because of what you keep choosing, because of the person you keep being when no one's watching. You're not trapped by circumstances. You're trapped by patterns. Patterns you created, patterns you maintain, patterns you refuse to break because breaking them would be uncomfortable, because breaking them would require you to admit you've been wrong, because breaking them would mean becoming someone you don't recognize yet. So you stay the same. You stay safe. You stay small. You stay in the future that has already been written by every choice you've made up until now. And that future is exactly where you're headed. Not because it has to be, because you keep choosing it. Every single day, with every single action. With every single thing you avoid. You avoid the hard conversation. You avoid the risky move. You avoid the uncertain path. You avoid the thing that might fail. You avoid the thing that might expose you. You avoid the thing that might prove you're not who you think you are. So you get the future that avoidance creates. The future of safety. The future of comfort. The future of regret. You'll look back one day and see it clearly. You'll see exactly when the future was sealed. You'll see the moment you chose comfort over growth. You'll see the day you decided the pain of change was worse than the pain of staying the same. That day already happened. Multiple times. You just didn't notice because you were too busy telling yourself you still had time. You don't have time. No one does. Time just passes while you pretend it doesn't. While you act like there's an infinite amount of it waiting for you to finally be ready. You're never going to be ready. The future is already sealed. Not because someone sealed it for you. Because you sealed it yourself. With every repeated pattern. With every avoided risk. With every avoided risk. With every day that looked exactly like the one before. And tomorrow will look the same as today. And next week will look the same as this week. And next year will look the same as this year. Because that's what you've chosen. That's what you keep choosing. That S what you LL keep choosing until the future you re-afraid of becomes the present you're reliving in. And by then it won't matter anymore. Because it'll be too late to do anything about it. Because the future will have already happened. Because you'll be exactly where you are now, just older, just more tired, just more resigned to the way things are, the way things always were, the way things will always be, for you.